Greetings everybody, welcome to another Foosh video review. Today we're going to be taking a look at part 2 of our look at Hasbro's Transformer Combiner Wars Devastator set. And today we're looking at Mixmaster, who forms the left foot and leg of the mighty Devastator. And Mixmaster here is aptly named because he's pretty much a mixed bag. Just the cement mixer mode here is a little bit strange looking. I mean, I'm guessing this is the cab, the front of the truck. And it's just kind of unfortunate that that has that seam running right down the middle of it. That kind of compromises the authenticity of the alt mode a little bit. And I don't know what this is supposed to be back here. I've never seen a cement mixer with something like this. I mean, this eventually becomes Devastator's foot, whereas on the original figure, the main cab became his foot. But with this guy, we're looking at something a little bit different. So, I mean, a little bit of a departure was taken here from the original G1 figure, at least in this mode. It's just kind of strange looking. And I'm not surprised that there's a third-party company who's already sprung up to completely replace this figure in the Devastator set. So there's that coming down the pike too, if you feel like you're really dissatisfied with the official Mixmaster here. And I kind of get why you would be. I'm not really sure how I feel about this guy either. I think he's one of the weaker offerings in the Devastator set. And if we look at the underside of the cement mixer, we can see most of his robot mode. That's a lot like the G1 figure. And similar to the G1 figure, the transformation here is really simple. So why don't we get to that and get this guy in robot mode. So the first thing we can do is flip him over like this and basically pop his arms out. And then we can push his shoulders up. Sometimes that takes a little bit of effort because they're on there pretty good. And then we can flip this hood thing back, and that basically reveals his head. Flip that forward, and there he goes. So, I mean, already he's practically in his robot mode. And then we just free that piece, flip that down, and there we have it. There is Mixmaster in his robot mode. And it is, you know, it's okay. There are some elements here that definitely suggest Mixmaster, but it's not the prettiest robot mode in the world. And I'm not a fan of how the cement mixing barrel just kind of hangs off his butt like that. It's almost like he's got a tail. So I'm not as fond of this guy as I was of Scrapper. I thought Scrapper was just an all-around better execution. But I mean, it's Mixmaster. It's okay. I'm really curious to see how the third-party figure is gonna correct some of the quote-unquote flaws here. Now, just for comparison's sake, I mean, he is a Voyager class figure, just like Scrapper. And again, here's First Aid. I almost called him Right Aid. Here's First Aid, who is a deluxe class Protectabot combiner figure. So you get a sense of Mixmaster's scale. So Mixmaster is not a small figure. He's definitely a healthy Voyager. So in terms of articulation, I mean, his head actually does turn in there. There is a ball joint, so that's kind of neat. His arms go all the way around. They go out a little bit. They go in a little bit. And then he's got, I'm sure those are elbows. Sure. There's no waist articulation. He does have some hip articulation, but let's see how good his center of gravity is. Hey, look at that. He can do the 1 foot thing. So you can do the splits. You can get a full 90 degrees, and his knees do a full 92. So, I mean, there are some posing possibilities here for some action shots, but I don't think he's blowing anybody away. I mean, he's neat, but I'm definitely feeling some of the other Constructicons more than I am this guy. Oh, and there's also kind of like an ankle rocker thing here, so again, you can have him in kind of like a wide stance pose if you want. And actually, the mixing butt seems to help him stand a little bit. So he's got that going for him. So now, how about we get him in his Devastator foot mode? And we do that by mainly transforming him back to his cement mixer mode, and then just making a couple quick changes. See, this thing folds up. I think that's just part of the Devastator leg. Anyway, Okay, that can go back like that. We're going to put the legs back how they were. And we're going to put the arms back how they were. Okay, so there's the cement mixer. Let's see. And then to get him in his foot mode, we flip this up, we flip that out. I mean, that's basically the foot already. And then we've got to, let's see, do some stuff here with the back. Flip those out, flip his ankles around, and then this piece pops up. Same with over here, and then that can all be put back together and then snapped back into place. And then the arms can also, well, those should actually fold out a little bit. So these end up being locking points into long haul, and then there's a little tab here where long haul also snaps into, and we'll be seeing how that plays out pretty soon when we get our look at the combined Devastator look. And then there's some, you know, movement here, some side to side movement, kind of like an ankle rocker for Devastator. So that's kind of cool. Scrapper had that too. But it seems like his arms just kind of float here in the back, because otherwise they'll be in the way of that articulation point. But that is Devastator's left leg and foot. A little bit smaller. I mean, this is very small when we look at the combined form. I mean, traditionally he has this huge cab truck foot, but this is a little bit more streamlined. And I know a lot of people aren't really all that fond of it because it is a departure from the G1 look. But that is Mixmaster in his 3 forms. So we'll be looking at more parts of Devastator coming up here really soon on our way to our look at the full-blown, fully assembled monster. So be sure to keep checking back for that. And as always, thank you for checking us out here on The Foosh, and we'll see you again really soon.